Hello and welcome to Behind the Music. Today I'm not at our Bigelow pipe organ, nor am I at the piano. I'm at this tiny little box here that you sometimes get to see me use on Sunday or maybe at a concert. Perhaps you've never actually heard it used here at Victory. So this is a little opportunity for you to learn about something new. This is called a continuo organ, and it is actually an organ. Inside this little door right here, you can see these little things that are sticking up. These are all the ends of pipes. Every little square inch of this box is full of pipes that make it work. And underneath is a tiny little blower. There's not a little man pumping down there. It's an actual electric blower that we have to plug in. But it's very compact, and these are very common for hundreds and hundreds of years. And one of the questions that I get asked a lot about this organ is, how old is that? Well, it's old. It's older than me, but it's not hundreds of years old. It's modeled after an organ that would have been built several hundred years ago. But it was actually built in 1980, and it was built specifically for Victory Lutheran Church. And sometime if you're here and you would like to come and look at it, I'd love you to come have a look. There's an actual inscription in here, and you can read right in here the names of all the craftsmen who worked on it, and they were all working in the shop of John Bromba. Now, John Bromba is known as kind of the father of the American school of organ building in a historic style. So he went to Europe and he studied all of these old organs. He came back, he created his shop in the Northwest where there's good wood, and all these men would come, men, women, people, came to apprentice for him, and then from that came great builders. Our own Michael Bigelow spent some time with John Bromba, Paul Fritz, Richards, and Fowkes. All of these names that are now known as some of the best organ builders in the country studied under John Bromba, and he built this organ, he and his team. So we're very blessed and we're very fortunate to have it here, and it's kind of a piece of American organ history. It was built specifically for Victory because when the people of Victory decided they were going to have a congregation, they knew from the beginning that having good worship, powerful music was going to be an intrinsic part of this congregation. And for that, I'm grateful. I wasn't here, I wasn't alive when they made that decision, but they sacrificed to make it happen, and they knew they were going to install a large pipe organ, but they needed to have worship music before that, and so they bought this organ. I don't know what they paid for it, we don't have the receipts. I know that it's valued at about $80,000 now. So replacement of this is not just like running down to Walmart and buying a keyboard. It's actually handcrafted, serious instrument. So this is what they used to lead worship. Imagine if you came into worship at Victory many, many years ago, and this is how you sang your opening hymn. And it actually fills the space quite nicely. I can open this up to let a little bit more sound out. Here we go. Now, I've been fortunate in my life to get to travel quite a bit and play on some historic instruments. And so getting to play this organ always kind of has that feel of going back in time and being able to play on an old organ. The keys are a little bit shorter. You might be able to hear them clicking and clacking a little bit. It's just the style of the instrument. Now, if you see here, there's 3 little knobs, and that is for each set of pipes. This top one here is a 2-foot, which is the highest. And then a 4-foot. Well, here we go. Sounds an octave lower. And then the 8-foot, which is the foundation of it. So all together, it makes a nice loud sound. But individually, we can have some sweet sounds. Something like this piece by Buxtehude. just so sweet. Now we can add the forefoot. It's still not going to be super bright, but it'll be a little bit louder. So just a little piece of history about this sweet little continua organ that we have here at Victory. I'm going to be trying to incorporate it some more because it is a real gem, and it's lots of fun to get to use with the choir and just to play special music on. So I'm going to end with a little bit more music by Buxtehude. I'm going to use all 3 stops on the organ, 8, 4, and 2, for the biggest sound that we can have, and play you a little fugue. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about some of the instruments here at Victory, and I'll be back with you again next week.